It's a very big privilege and zechus for me to be here. I thank Barry. Where are you, Barry? Okay. And Esty, we do go back. We were sharing some memories, and there's no one like Esty, that's for sure. And there's no
table clap the next. Most of the people who know me and I don't know you, but
and there really is nobody like all of you, because you've made the time to come here to Tampa amid COVID and everything going on in the world. And I really thank you for inviting me here today. I've heard about this Chizuk mission, and I'm so happy to be here. One of the most difficult emotions that we can go through in life is called yeush. Yeush is despair, depression, to be down. Memtesh Shari Tuma in Mitzrayim. Do you know what the next step was? Yeush. And if Am Yisrael would be in this place of yeush, of despair, then we would not be able to come out of Mitzrayim. Hashem had to take us out then. But in our world today, besides everything that goes on with COVID, we women handle so much. I always say, I give a class now once a week. I teach in Manhattan High School for girls. I was just telling Esty, and you asked me what is the topic. And the topic is the power of women. And where do we get our power from? From all the women who came before us. That's our spiritual DNA, because we're so much. What are we? I always say we're Uber drivers, we're chefs, we're therapists, we're nurses, we're doctors. What do we not do? We're homework tutors.
Chef.
What do you not do? You do everything, everything. And it's so easy when you have everything on your shoulders to feel weighed down. How do you not feel yeush? How do you not feel sometimes despaired? How do you keep a positive feeling and a positive eye? Because when you're positive and you have that power of positivity, you can overcome anything. I believe, and this is something that I've learned from my mother, it's something I've learned from the time that I was a little girl, hafochba dekulaba, which means turn the pages, everything's in the Torah. So I invite you to journey with me today. Journey to the Navi Elisha. And we are going to learn the secret of positivity. Elisha the Navi, and this is all from Melachim Beis, if anybody wants afterwards to take a look. But I'm going to go into the pasuk because Lashon Kodesh is the Lashon of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And when you hear Lashon Kodesh, when you look at Lashon Kodesh, something inside your neshama is stirred. It's holy. So we travel with Elisha. Now Elisha was a Navi who would go from city to city and he would speak to Am Yisrael. He would give a little musar. He would give a little bit of his words, and he'd go from place to place, from place to place. So there was one city that Elisha went to called Shunam. There was a woman in Shunam, and the Navi gives us the conversation that this woman had with her husband. Vatomer El Isha, and she said to her husband, Hinena yadati ki ish Elokim kadoshu over aleinu tamid. I realized that this man, Elisha, who was coming into our city, Shunam, all the time, kadoshu, he's holy. Now, if you and I would be living in a city and a gadol hadar, a Navi would be coming, what would you say? Come to me. Stay by me. Because I want to have a bracha in my home. What did she say? Na'asena aliyat kir kitana v'nasim lo shamita v'shulchan v'kisei menorah v'haya b'voi eleinu yasur shama. Let's make a room for him in the attic. We're going to put a bed. We're going to put a table, menorah. We're going to put a light. And whenever this Navi, this holy man comes into our city, he's going to stay with us. He's going to bring bracha to our home. And so it was. They make an attic room, just for the Navi Elisha to come and stay when they come to him. Now comes the day that Elisha comes with his trusted servant. We don't call him a servant, really, a housebacher, this young man who would always travel with him. His name was Gehazi. And comes the day that Elisha says to Gehazi, our job here is done. We are not coming back to this place of Shunam. Let's call the woman into us. Let's see what she needs. Vayomer el Gehazo naro, he says to Gehazi, his na'ar, Kara la Shunamet hazot, call her, vayikra la vatamod lefanav. And they call her, and she stands in front of them. Vayomer lo, Emarna eleha, hine choradit eleinu, es kol hacharada hazot, ma lasot lach? Hayesh ledaber lach el hamelech o el sar hatzava? Speak to her, tell her, you were so kind, you worked so hard for us all these years. It was so troublesome for you. What can I do for you? I have connections. I have connections with the king. I have connections with the army. Maybe you don't want to pay so much taxes. Tell me, what can I do for you? And this woman answered 4 words that has become such a famous line in Klal Yisrael. What did she say? Vatomer, and she said, Besoch ami ani yosheva. I sit with my people. I'm just a regular woman. I don't need luxury. I don't need limos. I don't need jewels and diamonds. I don't need to speak to the king. I don't need to speak to the army. I'm just a regular woman. I'm happy with what I have. I'm a content woman. Besoch ami ani yoshevet. Vayomer umela sodla. And so, when she rebuffed and said, I don't need anything, Elisha speaks to Gehazi and says, well, what should I do for her? And what does Gehazi say? Vayomer Gehazi, avol bein ein la. She has no child. V'isha zakein. And her husband is old. Do you know what she needs, Elisha? She needs a baby. She has no children.